Om Sai Shwaraya Vidmahi Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhagavavet. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Good morning, embodiments of divine love. Thank you for inviting us and having us here. As Lindsay said, that this program just came out of the blue, and blue it is. Till 2 days back, there was no plan to come here. Though, frankly, a day before that, I had gotten an invitation that I should be coming here, but that came from the source. And I said, in fact, I was speaking to Vanita and I said, we might be traveling to Cornwall. And she said, I'd love to go there. I said, let's see. And then on Monday morning, was it Sunday or Monday? Sunday, in the morning, I got a message from Lindsay saying that she has this very strong urge, as if Saint Michael has requested that I should come here. And that was what I was waiting for, that if this message has to be from the source, then it is going to be received by all those hearts who are connected. And this is the time that is upon us, where there will be only one language, and that will be the language of the heart. Because that is the only language that is going to be of any use to us in the times that we are stepping into. And it's all received deep in the recesses of our sacred heart, that this message is beginning to come through very, very clearly. And the game of the mind is over, because all the darkness that we've held in our souls has been held in our mind. And so there is a time of great release, where we let go of all the suffering and all the pain and all the sorrow that we have felt in this lifetime and beyond. It's been stored in our subconscious, in the mind, and now the time of release is here. So acknowledge it, that it's there, accept it, that it is part of you, and then release it. There's no time of holding it back any longer. You can release it in the fire of Trikuti, the sacred fire that burns on your third eye, or you can offer it to this raging sea over here, or to the river, or wherever you'd like to offer it as per what your belief systems are. But let it go. And once you let it go, just don't bring it back in your life. You would say, is it as simple as that? Is it just by doing this, can we release it? The answer is yes. We just have this tendency of bringing them back. We love our suffering. We love our pain. We love our anger. We love our ego. And we keep bringing it back. But this is the time of the great release. And of course, it's a time of us exercising our choice. It's okay to hold on to it if you want, but then that's a choice that we must make. But I would say that this gathering, the reason that we're all here is because we are all seeking light. We are the light, actually. So for us, it's very natural to just let it go. So that's why our mantra has to be, let go Sukhino Bhavantu. Let go, you understand. Sukhino means to be happy, to be at ease, to be comfortable, to be joyous. So whatever we are holding on to, let's just today let go of it all. Because what's coming, the world that is now getting resurrected, is beyond our imagination, beyond the limitations of our mind, because what we are creating now is so beautiful that it is beyond words. So it's good to not have any preconceived ideas or holding back any negativity or any negative emotion inside of us. So when we release, we first clear out everything that is unwanted so that we can step into that light and just hold that light. So what we are essentially doing is we are moving beyond the limited egocentric self. That's the existence that we have led so far of me, mine, and myself. And we are now releasing that, and we are stepping into what we call as the collective consciousness. So we are essentially moving away from the I that we have held on to, and we are moving on to the we, the collective. Because the time of this separate existence is over. So when we let go of all that. And we move from the singularity to the collective. So I want you to give you this vision, which you can relate to as a metaphor for what's happening. Till now, we've been like those cells in the human body that they have been replicating. And from the one, the many cells have been produced. But each cell in the human body is actually having all the constituents of the brother or the sister cell. And they've been actually similar, absolutely identical to each other. And we've been multiplying. So from the one came the many. And that time is now getting reversed. It's a time when the many are going back and becoming part of the one. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like the mother spaceship has arrived, and all of us were these little flying machines, and we're going back and talking to the mother's ship. Okay? The amoeba is now bringing all its other cells back, and it's growing in size. We're all coming back together. Like this big magnetic pull that has started, the love of Krishna, the love of Saint Michael, whatever you want to call this divine love. This has now come in and is here. It's vibrating in its full glory in this place today. And it's going to start bringing everyone together. It's going to attract, it's going to pull. We will not understand why this pull is and where it's coming from, but we'll be drawn to it if we have surrendered, if we have let go. But if we still have the mind left and we're still asking questions, and like most of us, we're trying to make sense out of things, we have experiences from our heart, but then the mind comes in and says, let me try and figure this out. Okay? And that's been our old habit, dirty habit of the mind, of trying to make sense of what's happening in our lives. It's useless. It's absolutely of no use to try and make sense of what's coming. Because love can only be experienced. It cannot be understood. And what love is and what love does can only be experienced. And we do not need any education, formal or otherwise, to understand what love is. Because we've all been brought up in this love. We came in this world because of love. We have been nurtured by the Divine Mother in this love. But that love somewhere got dissipated as we became, from the collective, we became the individual. And we got separated from this love. And now is the time of coming back, this great gathering of light coming back. And this light is going to pull us. And nobody can stop it. Question is, are we going to enjoy this and be like those who are madly in love? Remember that feeling of being madly in love and how we enjoyed it? But that was a separate kind of a love where two came together. And soon that love brought pain. But this is a love like no other, because it comes from purity. And when we pray every morning, then we are invoking that purity in us. When we take a shower in the morning, we are looking at our external purity. And when we pray at the same time, we're also cleansing ourselves from within. And that purity, which finally, when all the darkness that we hold within is gone, that pure being starts reverberating with this pure love, the Krishna's love or Saint Michael's love, or let's not call it any name, because that also we're trying to put an identity on it. It's pure love. And we are experiencing it in our heart. And I can actually sit quietly for the rest of the session and let you experience that love. But the mind has always tried to understand. So I'm saying what I'm saying only to engage your minds. But what I've come to give you being energetically already being received by you deep in your hearts, because it's getting embedded in the cellular memory. It's getting triggered off again, back to many, many lifetimes from where it all started. It's all being triggered from there. All I can say to you with complete humility and out of great love, that those who are on this call today, either physically present or who are on this Zoom call, I can assure you your lives are never going to be the same again. Because something called you here. Something called us here. And that is beginning to now flow through. And this whole adventure that started off in England when I came in the month of April, of traveling across the various sacred sites in England. And that brought us to your lovely St. Michael's Mount, and when we met for the first time. Then took us, after a few months, during the time of autumn equinox, we were guided to go to Switzerland. And that's where we went across, traveling the whole country and accessing all that needed to be released over there. And for a week, it was a beautiful time of celebration that happened. And from there, we moved to Italy. And we pretty much traveled to all the sites that we were guided to, including going and visiting St. Francis, visiting Saint Benedict, and ultimately leading us to the Vatican, to the St. Peter's Basilica. And all that we have been doing is bringing in the divine light. And now this light has been, wherever we are going, this light is being embedded in the heart chakra of those places. And it is simultaneously clearing all the sadness, the collective sadness of humanity is being released. Because somehow we started to glorify suffering, that suffering was the way to God. And that's where the joy simply disappeared. Now this love is bringing this joy back, and the first thing it has done, it is releasing, and it has released this collective suffering that have been hidden in the dark recesses of our places where we have gone for worship. Because every time we have re-emphasized that suffering is the way to light. It's not. Love is joy, pure joy. So the good news is, even our favorite Jesus has left the cross now. Enough of that suffering. He walks amongst us now, as us. The Mother Mary, who was put on a pedestal, has also been brought down. She also walks along. Because how can we celebrate this period of divine, sacred, feminine without the Mother being with us? We've just put her on a pedestal. And then we traveled also to Greece, because before the Roman bit, it was the Greeks. So let's say Zeus has become the Lord of Love, the God of Love now, instead of God of Thunder. And Athena, Apollo, Mother Gaia, all are released and they are celebrating. So all that you see in the skies and all that you're feeling within is a celebration of the collective consciousness finally getting released, and we are stepping into this period of light, unprecedented light. And what is not needed on this planet will go. Whosoever is not part of this light will have to leave. Because it's a choice that the soul makes. So it's a perfect plan of the perfect universe. It's just pure love. Those who step into this love, who embrace it and who let go of everything else that their mind has carefully constructed and planned as a safety net and as a sense of security, it's time to release it now and be willing to flow in this love, in this river of grace that is upon us. How do you know what you're holding is actually emitting you? And what you're going to get is far beyond your imagination. And that's the time. And as I said, we've always been spoken by our masters and by all the books that we've read that there will be a time in the future. It's been like a carrot that has been always dangled in front of us. We've never been able to, but we've been trudging along lifetime after lifetime, trying to get to that carrot. How about the time of holding the carrot and eating it now? Because enough of trying to be someone, trying to become someone, and it's a time to be that now. As my master used to very lovingly say, that the being is lost in becoming. So there is no more goal to reach, no more destination. We've arrived. And I don't know how you feel about that. I'm very happy. And it's something that we have collectively yearned for. It just hasn't happened because one person decided up there. There is no one person over there. Everything is a collective. Everything is universal. This whole idea of God being a person is where religion came in and exploited us. And everybody's God was superior than others. And we started to fight about it. But there is only one. Why do you want to call it anything? It's just a pure energy of love. And so it's time to come back, despite all the differences that we've held in this lifetime and beyond, to come back together again in this embrace of love, guided by this experience in our heart, because the heart knows the truth. Heart doesn't lie to us. The questions that arise when the heart experiences, the questions arise in our mind. And we often end up listening to the mind. And we've been doing this, we've been torturing ourselves like that forever. Not listening to ourselves, but listening to the mind. Don't worry, your bills will still be paid. You will still have electricity in your homes. Nothing you're going to lose, but you're going to lose that which is limited, that which has kept you restricted, that which has come in the way of your experiencing that universality, the whole, the completion. And that is what we have to embrace, and we know what we have to let go of. So just let go, let go, let go, let go. And for everyone else, pray for their welfare and well-being, always. Even the next door neighbor who you don't like. Please pray for their welfare. Please forgive them. Forgiveness is the key. To all those who knowingly or unknowingly have ever hurt you in this lifetime or before that, whether you know it or you don't know it, please forgive everyone. Do this clearance right now. Let it go. And step in. Now. There is no more future. Because time is going to start escalating so rapidly, you must be already experiencing it. We were just sitting yesterday and thinking, when was it that I last came here? And we realized it was 5 months back. But Lindsay said, 5 months or is it 5 years? It seems like an eternity ago.
It does.
Yeah?
Yeah, ages ago.
Ages ago, right? And I have now, since the last travel, it's been almost now going to be a month since I left home. I have no clue. I thought I've been traveling forever. My body is feeling so tired, as if I've been on the road for a long, long time. And I have no even recall of if there is a home back there or I have to go somewhere. I don't remember anything. It's just in this moment, now. And now is where the pure awareness is. And awareness is the consciousness. Awareness is God. It's the awareness which makes us recognize who we truly are. It's the mind who goes and judges the appearances and the language and the features. But the awareness knows everything. And just imagine, till 2 or 3 days back, there was no plan to even come here. And now in hindsight, when we come here, we realize that exactly similar time is when we came 5 months back. It was a time of full moon. You're here again on full moon. We did the clearing of the St. Michael's Mount on full moon day. We're meeting here today and we're going today afternoon there. In fact, the work got completed last night. And I've been told that this is a trip of completion. Because, what did you say? Apollo, Athena, these lines come here, right?
Athena and Mary and Michael.
Mary, Michael.
4 lines across.
Yeah. So all that work we've done, and now it's coming here. We'd gone, the day I'd arrived 6 months back in London, I had gone the first day to Richmond Park in the center of London, and a few days back, I told her I want to go back over there and bed what we started doing. From where it started, I want to complete it. That night, I got the message that St. Michael is calling. I said, okay, we'll bed. Yeah, and he broadcasted the message in both your loving hearts. And then we are here, and look at the time chosen. Again, full moon. Right? On 29th of September, we went and cleared the Vatican. And later on, we got to know it was St. Michael's Day. We don't carry that burden, right? We just carry. And all the gods and goddesses, all beings from all dimensions were present there, because it's not a work that one person does, right? And that was the day when the God codes were activated from the source. So your mind may be finding what I'm saying hard to believe and understand. But let me tell you, my dear beloved ones, that's just your mind. but your heart is already singing with this truth, which is resonating in the sacred chambers of your heart. Because that is where, as I said, is the work that I have started to do. So what I want to tell you is that far beyond your mind, your intelligence, and even the artificial intelligence which people are talking about, depending upon who you are, you're either praising it or you're scared of it. But I must tell you that no one has a clue that what's coming is not AI but DI. It is divine intelligence. And you'll see that all this will just roll away, and one day, like a broom, you will just brush it aside and say, come, not relevant. Because the technology that's coming upon us, you have seen perhaps only in sci-fi movies. What's upon us is something so unique and so great and beautiful. Because we are tapping into that now. This heaviness of life, of existence, is about to go. Choose carefully not to be part of that and be sucked into a black hole somewhere. Choose to step into the light and let go. And you will be in the most beautiful place. There is no other place which is paradise except for here. There is no heaven or hell. That was just a story made for us. There is no sin and sinner. There is no saint and an apostle. It was all a way of manipulating us all the time, controlling us. We are the gods to whom we have been praying to. We are the light that we are seeking. No longer this charade of running after someone. It's a time for us to step into our light, our beingness, into our truth. And our truth is that we are these embodiments of pure love, pure consciousness, nothing else. Don't berate yourself. Don't push yourself down. You've done that enough in your life, and others have told you that. Others have labeled you, and you've believed it. And what do? You run to psychologists and therapists in trying to remove those labels that others have put on you. Say, no, I am not willing to accept this any longer. I am free, I am liberated, I am light. And say it with power. And say it with clarity. Don't run and hide and try to bide your time. Be the lion and lionesses that you are, and be there into this world and dance and sing. In fact, we had a beautiful performance that we did, the GGs. So, after, it was very funny, by the way. We were, when we walked in front of St. Peter's Basilica, all of us were just moved by this heaviness that all of us felt, and started to create pains in our different parts of our body. And it was very heavy. And we've taken pictures, we can show you. We saw pictures, took random pictures of people. And later on, we realized that they were very unhappy faces. Normally you go to a place and you come out, you should be feeling very happy and charged and excited. But we saw very, very unhappy faces. And whatever happened after that, there was so much of joy that was reverberating in our hearts that right opposite that, we broke into an impromptu song. And I had Lindsay and Philippa at my back, and there was a song and dance that happened. And people were watching us and they were filming us, and I was telling them we're going to be a celebrity on Instagram. But it was beautiful. Finally, joy and happiness and laughter and dance came there. Uh, and it was really beautiful, I think. And these people imaginatively named, called us a group, the GGs. So, and I asked them, what is a GGs? We all grew up on BGs, and now you have a GGs. And they said the guru and the grannies. Uh,
It was the lamppost that did it.
Yeah, it was a lamp, and there was a lamp post. So I don't know, Adam calls it and a George Fromby number, but when I was a little kid, I had heard it from the Herman's Hermits. Okay, so that's the version I have grown up on, and somehow this is the only song that I remember by heart, and we just started to sing there. And there was a lamppost, and that lamppost was, loose. And these two, you should watch after this. I'm going to show you this video. And the way both of them were dancing with it, it was like we had choreographed it. I'm telling you, you must appreciate us for our performance, please, because it happened so spontaneously and beautifully. So yeah. And it was very interesting that when we did this, not only our hearts were full of joy and we were singing, that there's a friend of ours who's right now on the call, and she has amazing abilities. She sees beings. She's able to communicate. And I'm not going to put a name on that. It's just that, these are gifts that we have. And so at that point of time, she was also connecting, and she shared with us what she saw, where how Goddess Sophia, she came with the original God codes, and how Saint Michael's was there, how all these beings were there present. The goddess Isis was there. Everybody came together because that moment, and all this while, I have a great, the most loveliest person I've met is Adam, telling me, "But Guruji, what's the time? When are we going there? Where's the plan?" And I kept saying, "Don't worry, there is a plan. We will go there at the right time, right? The mind wants a number. Our mind needs a time, right? And but how can you have a time for the timeless?" I told him, I said, "See, the whole of eternity, whole of consciousness waited for us to arrive, for us to do what happened, and then, because what we did was we brought in the light in the center of St. Peter's. There is this big, obelisk. The Romans used to have these, and the Egyptians used to have these obelisks. And if you go to Rome, there are obelisks everywhere. And in Indian temples also we have them. And they are where the energy, the whole idea is that as is above, so is below. So the energy comes from the top, and we bed it in the mother. That's the whole idea. It's the grid. It's our connection to the gods, if I were to say that. So we just brought back the energy back into that, so that the connection is made and it can start spreading. And then as this happened, and as we started to move from St. Peter's Basilica towards the Vatican, two things happened very interestingly. That tells you how instantly the system starts reverberating with this energy. So we were standing outside this first gate, and it was called, I think, the Gate of Angels. Huh? And suddenly from there, and we are talking, there comes an ambulance from inside. So something, that light reached somewhere deep inside. And I'm not going to say the word, but whatever the collective negativity, the suffering, was put in an ambulance and sent back. It was such a strong metaphor. Interestingly, when we were doing the clearing, behind us was nothing. But as we finished doing our work, as we turned back, we saw there were 2 police cars parked right like that behind us. And they were blue in color with 4 cops standing with blue uniforms. It was like from the back, something was protecting us. Yeah. And then as soon as we finished, they just, sat in their cars and they drove off. Yeah. And then we had this ambulance incident. And then another something very interesting happened, because right opposite that, there was a small cafe, and I'm a gelato lover. So after all this hard work, I also need something. So we said, let's celebrate with a gelato. We were standing in a corner and eating our gelato, and some lovely women went inside to use the washroom, and then I think Philippa was trying to pay up, and this guy suddenly says, come on, stand here, come to the corner. The Pope is coming. Pope was incidentally on a 4-day trip to Belgium. And we knew it because one of our guys who had come from Switzerland is a Belgian, and his mother had said, why are you going to Rome? The Pope is in Belgium. And at that instant, that moment, I don't know what happened. His trip got cut short, and he decided to come back. And we were using this time that he was, when the cat is away, the mice will play. and he also chose to arrive at that time. And he said, I was telling Adam, can there be a better planning and timing than this? Yeah. So believe me, that everything is taken care of. Everything. And with that, step into your light. Okay. Don't wait. Don't plan for an auspicious time. Don't put it off for tomorrow. As I keep saying, what you want to do tomorrow, do today. What you want to do today, do now. Because there is no better time than now. Because now is all there is and shall ever be, right? And that, what is there in this now? Is love. Life was meant to be very uncomplicated, very simple. Because the whole idea of this creation was a celebration of love, where the one became many, so that this love could be enjoyed not by the one but by the many. But it's wonderful that we are now going back to be one again. We're going back to our home. Home is where the heart is. Heart is the seat of love, and love is God. No complication. So here we are with all of you, and this light is here to stay. This light is for you to now celebrate. And whatever you're still holding on to, just let it go. It ain't worth it, as the Americans would say. And they would also say, you ain't seen anything yet. So, yeah. Just remember the journey from I to we to he. From I, the limited, to we, the collective. And then the collective becomes the one. In the current context, I would say from I to we to she. because it's the time of the divine family. So, yes, as a male, I'm saying that. It's the time to celebrate the she, the pure mother, the divine mother, the sacred mother. And the sacred hearts are not meant to suffer. The sacred hearts are meant to be bundles of joy and happiness. So if anyone ever tells you that you need to suffer so that you can find God and peace, show them the road and tell them, sorry, no more. No more we walk the path of suffering. We are the light. And so as we leave from here today, as I said, as we started off, life is never going to be the same again. This love will start doing funny things in your life. And you will feel so good about yourself. And things are going to start shifting around you. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Let there be peace, well-being, comfort, joy, happiness for all the beings, sentient, insentient, and otherwise. In all dimensions, in all universes, in all cosmos, everything should be peaceful and happy and healthy. And that we are not alone in this universe. We are one collective consciousness. And it's our time, and it's a time of light. It's a time of love. Let's celebrate and let's be in this love. So with that, I thank you once again to Liz, Adam, to Alyananda ji for having us here, and to all the divine beings who made it happen, and to this experience that we are ourselves, the sparks and the embodiments of that same divine consciousness. Let there be peace, peace, peace. Thank you. Salam.